Hey everybody. Let me see who I got in here. Hey Miss Little Sharon, Lolly, Amelia, Beth Ann. Hey y'all, Landon. Hey there. I'm so glad y'all are here. Good evening. It's kind of late, isn't it? Um, I hope you had a good day. It was pretty weather. I've been outside, obviously. Check out the hair. The hair. It's out of control. But let me turn my phone off so I don't get any interruptions. Cause it's me and you. Um, but yeah, it was a nice weekend. KG came down for a little bit. Got to see him. We ate good, of course. I need to quit eating so good. Tomorrow's back to work. Another boring week, but it's okay. Hey, J. Marie, my lovely friend. Love me some J. Marie. Um, there's a Lolly. If you could, or Millie, drop J. Marie's link. She's got her channel. She's a sweetheart. She's been there for me this past week, and I appreciate her more than she knows. But so this past week we talked about can I be your first time I was sharing was my ex-wife. Oh no. Sharon's from another country. Okay. Oh me. But if Lolly or Millie, if you could drop J Marie's link, that'd be great. I could do it. But anyway, so Tuesday when I went to the dentist, we went live and I talked about toxic environments and toxic people. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? I remember that. Thank you, Millie. But anyway, I had Hey Regina Terry. Hello, honey. Girl. Love me some Regina Terry. Y'all just don't know about that one right there. Love her. She my boo for real. But I got a couple of emails because I privated that live. I privated that live for anyway reasons. So I was gonna revisit it and I worked on it and I've got a little bit more to it. So if y'all don't mind, can we do it again with your permission? Okay. Hey Tracy. Cornbread, what it do, baby bubba? Um, so I'm just gonna start and y'all can just leave me if you want to. Don't leave me. But anyway, it was titled The Antidote for Toxicity because I think we've all dealt with some toxicness in our lives at one point in time. It could be from a relationship, a spouse, a parent, um, friendships, coworkers. Might have a toxic boss. You see what I'm saying, like it, or just a toxic work environment or toxic home environment. Um, it they both work hand in hand. They're both extremely important to keep under control. So I love you, Gina. So toxicity comes from all different areas in our life, as I had mentioned. And sometimes it could be from a person, it could be from a least expected person, it could be from somebody you love the most. Um, and then you have the toxic environments. Well, a toxic environment will most definitely deeply change you before you can change it. And I mean that. Toxic environments bring out the worst in people. It causes people to act and to react differently. It causes people to lose their confidence. They have trouble doing normal things. They can be pushed to be reactive and abuse back. After a period of time of being in this type of environment, it just becomes a norm and it's how you respond. Hey, Earth. Even if a person is well put together, a toxic environment can still change them too, for the worst. It does not discriminate. You cannot heal or grow in a toxic environment. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask them anyway. So, think about the environment that you may think may be toxic. Okay. Do you feel overwhelmed there? The little things set you off? Are you existing or are you living? Are you more tired physically and emotionally? Have you lost your motivation or your passion? Are you feeling out of control? Maybe a little anxious? Are you suffering from brain fog? Do you just want to isolate yourself? Well, if this is you, you're actually in survival mode and you can't find happiness in the same place you lost it. You're truly just trying to survive. It's just like if you pick a flower and you take a flower inside and you put it in a vase. You really truly can't expect that flower to live. You simply cannot force a flower to thrive somewhere it doesn't belong. And in a way, we are all flowers, and you can't expect us to grow and thrive in a place that we don't belong. In order for you to bloom and grow to your true and full potential, you have to be in an environment that you can thrive in. If you're not going if you're if if not if you're not in an environment that you can grow and thrive in, you're going to die before you're dead. And I truly mean that. People are living, but they're not alive anymore. There is a difference. There's a huge difference. You'll never be who you were meant to be. Your full potential will never be met, and you'll never be able to accomplish all the things that you wanted to accomplish because you were held back in an environment that you just wouldn't bloom in. Nothing is permanent in this world, not even our troubles. You can always change things when you see that there's an issue. It takes courage and being your own best friend. I talk about that a lot because it has changed my life, even most recently. So, what about toxic people? There's a lot of characteristics to toxic people. I'm pretty sure y'all can name off a couple. Toxic people lack self love and confidence. They do, and respect. True story. You're exactly right, little Miss Sharon. So, toxic friends, family, significant others, or coworkers. So, basically, anywhere you can find people, there's probably some toxic ones in there. Promise. Toxic people create chaos. Chaos and they point fingers. They shift blame and they always avoid taking responsibility. There is no accountability in a toxic person. I promise you that. They will never take accountability. A toxic person will never change. They just change victims and blame everything on everyone else. They always have and they always will. So many of us apologize for things that we didn't do. We just do that to keep the peace and to make the situation better. Don't be that person. I'm not going to be that person anymore. Set healthy boundaries without feeling guilty. Disconnecting from a toxic person is key to your mental and spiritual growth. Don't be afraid to walk away. Just don't be afraid to walk away. So, these are some of the characteristics, okay? So, they're hypocritical. They never admit they're wrong. They play mind games. They're extremely manipulative. They always have to win. They're extremely self-centered and selfish. Like, for real. It's always about them. I don't care what it is. It's gonna be about them. They're gonna take the whole situation, and in some way, they're gonna make it about them. They always do. Pay attention to the people that do that. They lie. Oh, they cannot be trusted. They love drama. They're bullies. They expect loyalty, but they are not loyal. They are some of the most unloyal people ever. They twist your words. They will not take no for an answer. They're neglectful. They're jealous. They're envious. They give silent treatments and they use finances a lot of times to manipulate you. So, ways we handle toxic people. How do y'all handle toxic people? Let me see what you're saying. The more I care, love, and look after myself, the more I see people behaving badly who have no idea how to be a decent person. Oh, that is so true. That is so true. Okay. Walk away, Lolly says. J. Marie says I stay away from them. Okay, well, this is what this is what I found that helps. You keep contact as limited as possible. You do not give them your energy under any circumstances. That's where that the gray rock technique comes in, where you're just a boring rock, which means that you refrain from addressing any insults or accusations they throw your way. Just ignore it. Just to completely ignore it. And if you ever do have to have a conversation with them, you just like keep your answers short, simple. You don't even have to make eye contact if you don't want to. Keep your responses really limited though. Um no unnecessary details. Being a gray rock is basically sitting back and observing. Not everything needs a reaction or a response. So, let's see. Don't take it personal. They were toxic before you, and they're going to be toxic after you. I guarantee it. Keep your boundaries and standards strong. This is where, you know, you're being your own best friend. Be cordial, but keep conversation limited. Do not tell them things about yourself. They will use it against you eventually. Do not ask them for any favors. They are going to want it back from you twice as much. Do not ask them for any advice. I'm going to tell you something. They are control freaks, and if you like it or not, if you want their advice or not, they are going to expect you to follow through with the advice that they gave you. That's how they really truly are. They are control freaks. The less you respond to a toxic person, the more peaceful your life will become. Never refriend these people. Listen, if you don't hear anything else I say, hear this. A snake only sheds its skin to become a bigger snake. They are still a snake. So life is too short to spend time with people who suck the happiness out of you. Ignore people who steal your joy. Do not invite them into your space. Avoid certain people to protect your mental health. That is not a weakness. Avoiding them is not a weakness. Honey, that is wisdom. There's a difference. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is say goodbye to a toxic person. You may get lucky and they may stop talking to you. It's like the trash took itself out. Toxic people will act like you're holding a grudge. No, you're not. You're actually holding a boundary. Boundaries protect what matter to you. This is how you maintain and rebuild your self worth. Anyone who truly wants to be in your life will respect your boundaries. The lack of boundaries is the lack of respect. Let me see. I meant to say if it don't work. Let me see where you're at, Tracy. Tracy. Let me see. I can't find you, darling. I'll come back to it. I'm glad you're here, Tracy. If this is something you're dealing with and you need a change of venue, it's okay. Just stop a minute and breathe. This is the beginning of another part of your journey. You're on a journey that you've never taken before. It could be very intimidating, but you'll figure it out as you go. The main focus is not allowing these environments or these people to go with you on your journey. At every bus stop, somebody gets on and somebody gets off. This is the part of the journey where they have to get off. This is their stop. The journey continues without them. In this case, quitting is for winners. Knowing when to quit a toxic situation that was not working out and to move on and demand more out of life is not losing out. Your mind has to believe what you tell it. You need to tell it that it's the winning season and you're going to win it. It's all about you. There are blessings in letting go. God truly cannot hand you something new until you're willing to let go of things that are not good for you. Good things are coming your way. You're on a journey. You just can't stop going. You got to keep going forward. Sometimes we have to make decisions that hurt our heart, but will heal our soul. You just have to be your own best friend. I have said that 3 or 4 times tonight because I want you to understand it is a very important thing that has helped me. You have to come to the conclusion that you can't change someone who doesn't see an issue with how they behave or how they treat you. You'll finally be at your peak of happiness when you find the courage to let go of what you can't change. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. And you'll have the biggest sense of relief and you'll feel so much lighter and you'll actually genuinely be happy. Um, there's a guy named Steve Marabelli. He once said this. He said, "The truth is, unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, unless you realize that the situation is over, you cannot move forward." When you, that is true. That is so very true. And I like that quote. When you let go, you're creating space for something better. You'll slowly lose yourself while holding on to something that wasn't meant for you. I read a quote the other day that said, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear a path. That is absolutely the God's honest truth. The God's honest truth. Um, it's true. Sometimes a tornado would come through your life and it's just like, oh, my life is so disrupted. No, baby doll. Sometimes it's paving the way for something so much better. And that you had to be shook up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Honestly, if you really pay attention to yourself, your soul knows when it's time to let go and to begin a new chapter in your journey. Look back at your previous chapters and remind yourself of how far you've come. You did that, and it took courage, and I'm proud of you. Change is scary, but what's even scarier is if you stay in a toxic situation, fear will rob you of the chance to heal and grow. It's winning season. Time for you to win. Win your happiness back. Win your space back. Don't let anybody hold you down, make you feel bad about having a boundary put up. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for demanding respect, especially if something belongs to you, you know? Now I'm gonna come over here to you guys. Who is that? One Love. Thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. I love you, sweet girl. You've been so supportive of me since the jump, and you have no idea how much that means to me. It really does. Okay, let's see what we got in here. Mhm. What if you keep, here it goes. What if you keep getting rejected over and over again? Is it you or the other person? Well, cornbread, are you getting rejected by the same person over and over? Sometimes, not you in particular. So I'm not talking about you, cornbread, because you know I love you. Um, Sometimes, honest to God, you guys, we need to really take our own inventory. We need to take our own inventory and really look on the inside of what we really got going on, because sometimes we might take our own inventory and not like what we see. And we might not really appreciate some of the things that we've done in our past. And that's the thing is that we cannot change it. What we cannot ever do is go back in time and change it because I know there is not a single person in this room that would not go back in time with me. If I said I had a ride, we'd all go back and we would change things. But we can't do that. All we can do is go from here forward. So whenever you take your self inventory, there's a lot of things that you probably aren't going to like, and there's a lot of things that you forgot about yourself that you might want to, you know, embrace a little. Dealing with people, you really have to dig deep and you have to understand where they're coming from because not everybody comes from the same place we do. They come from different walks of life, different families, different, areas in the country, in the world even. There's cultural differences. So there's a lot to think about whenever you have to look at someone's response. It's a soul journey. That's right, Sandy. That's exactly right. I love that. It is a soul journey. It is the hardest to see. I would. Little Miss Sharon, me and you both go back, baby. We would so both go back. I would. There. I had to pull up my own live on my phone, y'all. I know you would, Lolly. I know you would. So I don't know how you guys feel about this live or if it spoke to you on any level, if it helped you on any level, or if it gave you the confidence that you need to set healthy boundaries and maybe look at things a little bit differently and maybe do take inventory of your life and be like, is this really healthy for me? Is this what's bringing me down? Is this person really toxic to me? Have I just been conditioned? You know, that's where it's hard, is where you've been in a situation for any length of time and you think that, this is my life. No, baby, it don't have to be. Sometimes the situations are a little bit different and it's going to be hard to get out of that toxic situation. It could be a marriage, it could be a relationship, it could be a work situation, it could be a number of things that you just can't uproot and leave it. But if it's something that you can do to protect yourself, because y'all, we are not given a day, a time of whenever will be our last breath. One thing I know for sure is that our days are limited. Do you really want to spend the rest of your days in a toxic situation around toxic people. I love you, Landon. There is no one worth your inner peace. That is so true. They'll change you as a person. Okay, Matthew. I love you, Matthew. You're so stupid. Yeah, life is hard as it is. It really is. I want the best for you. When I tell you I truly do genuinely care about you, I really do. Because I see so many people hurt. I see so many people in situations that they honestly feel like they cannot get out of. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You can get out of situations. You truly can. There is an escape plan somewhere, somehow, that we can all escape something if we need to. Sometimes if you stand up to someone, it takes care of itself because they're not used to that. Sometimes if you demand someone to respect a boundary, they're not used to that, and they're gonna rebel. They're gonna be upset. Matter of fact, it's gonna be your fault, and they're gonna call and text everybody and tell everybody all about it, and that's fine because that's what toxic people do. The ones that aren't toxic just sit back like a gray rock. We just sit back and observe because that's what we do. That's what a mature person does. They take accountability for their part in something and they see where it went wrong. And whenever you can sleep at night knowing that you've done nothing wrong, that means you got rid of a toxic person. I don't even know if KG's in here still. You still in here, KG? KG has dealt with some stuff in his life and he's overcome it. I'm sure there's several people in here that have. It's rather interesting to hear a male's perspective on it. Whenever you hear a guy, because a lot of times people think, oh, it's women, no, no, we got some toxic men out here. I promise. There's some toxic men out here. Now, KG's not a toxic person. He's not. But he knows what it's like to be around one. He knows what it's like. He knows what a toxic environment can do to you. He knows the physical um changes mentally, physically, spiritually. I mean, literally everything about you changes if you're in a toxic environment to the part where you don't even want to come home. You don't want to go back to that place. You'd rather get up at the crack of dawn and stay gone until it's time for bed just to avoid any kind of toxicity that are behind those four walls. True story. Matthew's silly. I don't know where he's at or what he's doing. Yeah, I've let me see. I got divorced in '09. Yeah, I've been single a long time too, Miss Janice. I don't think I'll ever get married again. I really don't, unfortunately. Sometimes it's scary. Scary. Yeah, I filed for divorce in '06 and finally got it granted in '09. So, I'm in no hurry. I'll do it when I ain't got nothing else better to do. When I'm about 87 or something. But I just One love, you remarried him after you divorced him? Well, that's kind of sweet. Honey, if I had to remarry mine, I'd be in jail. I'm just telling y'all like it is. Uh-uh. No. Are you, Miss Jadis? Yeah, I was married and divorced. Love you too, cracking asses. I've been missing you, sweet thing. Where have you been? Um, but I hope this live helped y'all. I want you to know I do genuinely care about you and I care about how you feel about yourself. And whenever you're in a toxic environment or around toxic people, you don't think too highly of yourself and you accept things that you shouldn't. You look over yourself and you shouldn't. You got to take care of you. You got to be your own best friend. And if that means cutting somebody loose, you better cut them loose. Don't you do it 2, 3, 4 months from now when you can get away from it now. You're having to deal with a toxic environment. There's got to be a way to fix it. You know, maybe separate yourself from it, disconnect somehow. I don't have all the answers. I just want you guys to be happy and to be healthy. Let's see what KJ says. Literally did that. Had to get gone and come back when she was asleep. That was a terrible time. I can't imagine doing that again. All right, for the record, I want y'all to know he is not speaking of me when he says she. Okay. Because I know that situation and that ain't me. Oh man, that's funny right there. So yeah, KG's had to deal with it from a male side. Um, but because most of the time it's women because we're mostly empaths, you know. I'm glad you're feeling better, Kraken. I'm doing well too. I'm even better now I get to see you. No, 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 my ex-wife. Okay, making sure. I mean, he talking about his mom. We don't know. I just know it ain't Bella. Let's see. We talking about love stories. Let's see. Toxic is blind. Toxic cannot see. Even when toxic is looking right at you with eyes wide open, toxic looks right through you. Toxic is blind. Let me see what I got going on. Oh, Sassy Brenda. I was so blessed. Married 42 years till he passed away 8 years ago. Bless you. Oh, Sandy Grant. Mine was a high school sweetheart, but we went career military and became an officer and an arsehole when I bit the bar on him. Hmm, I can relate, honey. Mm-hmm. Already to know. They do come little arseholes. But anyway, I hope that if any of you guys are dealing with anything right now, that maybe I did help you. And sometimes it's healthy to write a journal, write your thoughts down. My favorite thing about keeping a journal is that I get to flip backwards and I get to see how far I've come and the things that I've accomplished that I never thought I'd ever get done and the things that seem to work themselves out and I didn't have to put forth much effort whenever I was worried about it the most. So just know that that's a helpful tool too. That is right, country girl. Toxic may look differently to you than toxic looks to me, but one thing toxic can never ever be is your friend. That is so true. So true. So true. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you. I'd like to think it's a healthy conversation. Yeah, these streets be wilding out sometimes, don't they? What? The only stable relationship is with the horse. Sharon wins. That was awesome. I love it. Sharon won the internet. That's great. Oh, me. I need a horse, Lolly said. Or your dog. Yeah, mine's asleep right now. Maybe a cat to some people. She's the winner. Jana said she's the winner. J. Marie has a cat. Well, anyway, so I hope that I didn't bore you too much. I didn't repeat myself too bad because I did do this live earlier this week. I did it on Tuesday, but I needed to redo it, and so I did. And I appreciate you guys being here. It's like every single time, it's you guys are amazing. You guys are truly amazing, and I appreciate every single one of you. I think about you guys a lot during my day. Not gonna lie, I've said many a prayers for you guys. Millie, God is good, and I am so happy to hear about your brother. Um, God is good. That was an amazing miracle. Uh, so just know that I care. I truly do, and I want the best for you guys. And I hope to see you guys again soon because I surely have missed y'all. Change we must. Yes, God is faithful. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Lolly. So until next time, you guys, I'll see you. In case no one has told you today, you are important and you matter, and I care. And just take care of you, and I'll see you again soon.